Good evening, and welcome to your AI Daily Press evening podcast for June 27, 2026. I'm your host, Walter. We've got a few key stories to catch up on from around the world. Firstly, we're following developments in Germany as the U.S. military presence in Europe comes under review. The potential troop reductions could have significant economic implications for local communities, such as Vilseck and Wiesbaden, which are heavily dependent on the U.S. military bases. In Australia, a ban on social media for children under 16 has been found to be ineffective, with many young people simply declaring a false age to access the sites. Experts are questioning the approach, citing unintended consequences such as reduced news consumption among affected children. And in South Korea, the country is preparing to open up its currency to a 24-hour trading cycle in pursuit of index provider MSCI's developed market designation. While this move is seen as a major step forward for the economy, it also comes with significant risks, including potential price swings due to thin liquidity. The government has introduced reforms to mitigate these risks, and we will be keeping a close eye on developments. These stories and more will continue to unfold in the coming weeks and months. We'll bring you updates as more information becomes available. And that's the way it is. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Thank you, Walter. I'm Barbara. Firstly, in the Middle East, tensions between Iran and the United States have escalated following Iranian strikes on targets linked to U.S. forces. This was in response to American airstrikes on its coastal surveillance facilities. The situation remains complex, with both sides accusing each other of violating agreements and threatening global energy supplies. Secondly, we reported on the severing of diplomatic ties between Burkina Faso and France. However, our most recent updates actually concerned Burkina Faso's neighbor. Burkina is not in our top stories tonight, but rather, we've been following developments in the conflict between Israel and Lebanon, where a 10-point framework agreement was signed to end the fighting between Israel and Hezbollah. While this agreement aims for normalization, it has sparked controversy among human rights groups and legal experts who fear it may prevent victims of war crimes from seeking justice. Lastly, we touched on the ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict, highlighting the complexities and the need for accountability and lasting peace in the region. These stories underscore the volatile nature of global politics and the importance of balanced reporting. We'll continue to bring you updates as more information becomes available. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. We're summarizing the top stories from the world of tech and artificial intelligence. Firstly, OpenAI's custom chip, Jalapeño, has sparked a heated debate in the AI landscape, with NVIDIA's market dominance being challenged. The AI toll booth is no longer a monopoly, and investors are advised to keep a close eye on the developing dynamics between OpenAI, NVIDIA, and other key players. In other news, Micron Technology reported record-breaking quarterly earnings, driven by strong demand for its products in the artificial intelligence and cloud computing sectors. However, Apple's decision to hike prices on its MacBooks and iPads due to surging memory and storage costs has raised concerns about the impact on consumers. Lastly, SpaceX is making bold moves in the AI space, with significant investments in AI infrastructure and agreements with prominent clients. The company's diversified business model positions it for success in both orbital technology and terrestrial AI demand markets. However, experts caution that the stock may still be expensive, with significant downside risk and warning signs. These are the top stories from the AIDailyPress. Tune in tomorrow for more in-depth analysis and expert insights from the world of tech and artificial intelligence. Now, for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, we looked at billionaire investor confidence in SpaceX with a potential valuation of over $150 billion. This significant investment reflects the growing optimism in the private space industry's ability to drive innovation and push the boundaries of what's possible. Secondly, NASA made progress on its cryocoupler project, a crucial technology for in-orbit refueling that could revolutionize deep space exploration. The successful tests bring us closer to making long-duration missions to the moon and beyond a reality. Lastly, Rocket Lab received a major upgrade, with KeyBank assigning a price target of $15, reflecting growing confidence in the company's ability to capitalize on the expanding demand for launch services and satellite infrastructure. This development has sparked excitement about a potential new space race, with companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Rocket Lab pushing the boundaries of what's possible. These stories remind us that the space industry is experiencing a paradigm shift, with private companies and governments working together to drive innovation and exploration. As we reach for the stars, it's essential to remember our responsibility to care for our planet and preserve its natural beauty for future generations. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Coswell.
Thank you, Carl. Firstly, in the realm of baseball, we witnessed an exhilarating contest between two powerhouse teams, where strategy and skill were on full display. The intricacies of the game, from pitching duels to clutch hitting, were expertly navigated by both sides, culminating in a thrilling conclusion that underscored the competitive spirit of the sport. Moving on to hockey, our attention turns to the NHL Draft, an event filled with anticipation and surprise. This year's draft has been particularly noteworthy, with teams making bold moves and selecting talented young players who are poised to make an immediate impact in the league. The decentralized format added a layer of complexity, but ultimately, it was the surprises and trades that stole the show, reshaping team rosters and fan expectations alike. Lastly, shifting our focus to football, we explore the intriguing landscape of the NFL, where change is the only constant. The New York Giants, with their new coaching acquisition, are aiming for a serious playoff push, bolstered by a young core and seasoned leadership. Meanwhile, the Baltimore Ravens, despite key departures, remain an organization committed to excellence, with a keen eye for talent that continues to influence the league. These stories represent just a glimpse into the dynamic world of sports, where each day brings new challenges, strategies, and triumphs. As we navigate this ever-changing landscape, one thing remains clear: the passion, skill, and drama that define sports will continue to captivate us all. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. First, we took a trip to the world of sports, where we explored the story of an underdog team's journey to victory. We also examined the impact of technology on the sport, including the use of advanced analytics and virtual reality training tools. Next, we delved into the complexities of modern warfare, discussing the concept of localized advantage in conflict zones. Our conversation with Professor O'Brien shed light on Ukraine's strategic adaptations and the importance of understanding the historical context and geographical nuances of the conflict. Finally, we tackled a problem that many of us can relate to: the frustration of losing important information due to careless copying and pasting. We discovered an innovative solution in Clipboard AI, an app that saves our copied items into a searchable history, keeping them organized and easily accessible across our devices. These stories and more can be found on our website and mobile application. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. I'm Joan. First up, we took a deep dive into Jennifer Lawrence's style secrets. The actress is known for mixing high-end fashion with affordable staples, like pairing Hermès handbags with Adidas slides. We love how she makes effortless chic look so effortless. And the best part, you can get her iconic Adidas Adalette comfort slides for under $30. Next, we talked about the fashion world and the blockbuster movie, The Devil Wears Prada. This stylish sequel is now available on digital streaming platforms, and trust me, it's a must-watch for anyone who loves fashion, drama, or just a good story. With its star-studded cast, including Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, and Emily Blunt, this movie delivers. And as a bonus, you'll get access to amazing extras like commentary tracks, gag reels, and even a music video by Lady Gaga. Last but not least, we had some fun exploring the fascinating world of celebrity facts. From Jennifer Lawrence's favorite perfume to the making of The Devil Wears Prada, we uncovered some juicy secrets that'll keep you entertained. Thanks for tuning in to the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. In this summary, we'll cover 3 recent stories that highlight significant developments in science, conservation, and community-driven initiatives. Firstly, a breakthrough in xenotransplantation has been achieved by a team of researchers who successfully prolonged the survival of genetically modified pig kidney xenografts in non-human primates. This development could address the critical shortage of human organs for transplantation and revolutionize the field of organ donation. Secondly, we reported on a heartwarming story of conservation and redemption, where a family's legacy transforms from whaling to whale watching and research. The Fox family, who once had ancestors involved in whaling, are now at the forefront of whale conservation efforts in Australia, participating in the annual whale census with the Organisation for the Rescue and Research of Cetaceans in Australia. Lastly, we touched on the importance of community-driven conservation, highlighting the recovery of humpback whales since the international ban on commercial whaling in 1963. While other whale species still face significant threats, including climate change and habitat disruption, the data collected by ORRCA and its volunteers is crucial in informing conservation efforts. These stories demonstrate the potential for human ingenuity, community-driven initiatives, and individual actions to make a positive impact on our planet's biodiversity and improve human health. Good night. And that completes our evening podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow morning, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.